it's Scarlight here, and welcome to day 3 of the Trail Titans vs the OU tier. I have made a couple of changes. I didn't think we need to make an update video on it, though, because it's only really one big change and only really one small change. So unfortunately, we replaced Funky Kong with our new member Masquerada, also known as Trickster. And we have just gone with the standard choice band set with Power Trick, Knockoff, Triple Axel and U-Turn, and with 252 attack and 252 speed with a nice flowy nature. The reason why I chose for this change is because I think the team needs a lot more speed control and not relying on a priority move this time, because our only really fastest mon is Fiona with 350, but that gives room for Superior to outspeed and potential sweep. It gives room for Iron Variant to outspeed and potential sweep. So I thought this was the correct call. It's going to be sad to see Funky Kong go, especially when there was nothing really wrong with the team. We still got the same amount of wins as losses. It's just, I think it was a necessary change. And lastly, I have changed Granny's moveset into a nice Assault Vest for defensive set, with 248 HP, 252 defense, and 8 special attack with a nice modest nature, so we can still try hit them fire type hard with air power, with the utility type being ground awesome, with 2 new moves being Giga Drain and Dragon Pulse. So that's the full changes of the team. Let me know what you think in the comments. And without further ado, let's get into the battles. Our first matchup here, definitely some massive threats. We have Keldeo, Hooper Unbound, Corviknight, Galarian Slowking, Dragon Pulse, and Great Tusk. Massive threats definitely are the Corviknight and Galarian Slowking, as well as Keldeo. So we go and lead off with Frosty here. Can definitely see the Galarian Slowking as potential lead, or in fact I'm going to lead with Trickster, because Trickster actually looks very good into the team, just a nice U-turn pivot. Also the knockoffs look amazing for this matchup. As we will lead with Trickster, they do lead with Corviknight, which does make sense. And we will just U-turn out, see if it's Rocky Helmet. It is Rocky Helmet. We will just go into Granny here, take the U-turn all the way there pretty easy. We do just take the U-turn, and definitely could see Dragon Pulse potentially here. As it is Dragon Pulse, we could tell it here, which I actually think I'm going to do, because getting rid of Dragon Pulse will be massive for us, as they will opt just go straight for the U-turn into Galarian Slowking. We can now just go for air power, and that is still a 2-shot, which is fantastic, and the snow is already up for us, which is very good. As they will go to Hooper Unbound. I don't know what they might want to do. I'm just going to go into Frosty here, just to scout, as they will just opt to go for the Psychic Noise. And we can just go for Aurora Veil here, as they will opt to go for Drain Punch. We do take the hit, we get the Aurora Veil off, which is fantastic for us. We can just let Frosty go down here. Oh no, they do switch into Corviknight, so we get a nice Blizzard off. And we're going to predict the Roost here, and just go straight for the air power. As they do just go for the Roost, we get off the air power. Now I'm just going to go for the Blizzard, as they will just go for the U-turn, get the KO on us, which is completely fine. As they will bring back in Dragon Pulse, we can just bring out Granny, and honestly just go for the Fickle Beam again, as they will opt just to go for the U-turn. Back into Galarian Slowking, as we do get the double mount power as well. They are definitely going to want to hard switch out here, maybe into Corviknight, so we're just going to go into Joey. As no, they go into Hooper Unbound, but we will Shell Smash here, because we should take one hit because of the Aurora Veil, and this gives us a great position, as they do just go into Dragon Pulse, which I did not expect. And we can just go for Earthquake here. And we are in a very, very good spot. The Corviknight low, and we should outspeed everything as long as there's no Tree Scarf. So this is fantastic. Is this a Joey sweep? Very, very good for us. As we just go put on the timer and wait for the opponent to make a move. Decide to stay in, and we KO the Dragapult, which is amazing. They will now bring in Great Tusk. We can just opt to go for the Bullet Seed, and even if we hit 4 times, we should get the KO. No, we need to hit all 5, and we barely miss out. But they went for Earthquake. Maybe they didn't have Ice Spinner, or maybe they didn't predict to live. But we will just go for the Earthquake here and get the KO on Great Tusk. This is awesome. As they will bring in Corviknight. We do have the Rock Blast, as we will go for it. Will it KO? We need to hit 5 times. No, they do just hit 4 times, but they do go for the Body Blast. We do take it, as they will now bring in Slowking, and getting a KO on Slowking is going to be fantastic for us. And yeah, Joey's just really, really showing how strong, as they will just go for the Vacuum Wave and get the KO. But having 3 members down is fantastic for us, because we can now go into Tia maybe. Yeah, or no, we can just go into Trickster here, go for the Flower Trick. It should KO every single member from this range, right? Because we are faster. Oh, but they still do have the Vacuum Wave. I completely forgot about that. So we will switch into Granny, predicting the Vacuum Wave again. Don't know why I forgot about that so quickly. As yep, they will just go for the Vacuum Wave. We will just go for the Fickle Beam here. As they do bring in Hooper Unbound, it does take it very, very well. But we definitely need to get some damage on this Hooper Unbound, as they will opt to go for Psychic Noise and go for the Heal Block. Which is dead unfortunate, because now they can just keep going for Drain Punctures. But our Fickle Beam is still doing a lot to us here, for us here. We can just bring out Tia, as they will opt to go for the Psychic Noise again. And then we can bring back out into Granny, as they will opt to go for the knockoff. So the Hooper Unbound is such a massive threat to us. But just getting Hooper Unbound very, very low will definitely help for the Fiona late game sweep, as we can now just go into Fiona. And Fiona is faster than the entire team. We can just Ivy Cudgel for the win. So there's 1 member goes down, and this has been a very smooth first battle. Again, really just showing how strong Joey really is, as we can just go for the Horn Leak, get the KO on the Keldeo, and they do end up forfeiting. That was an awesome first game. Let's go straight into the next one. Our next matchup, and it's very, very tough, we have Glimmora, which is a massive threat. Also, we have Darkrai, Kingambit, Dragonite, Zamazenta, and the Enamorus. Go lead off with Granny here, and just go Terra Ground, Air Power straight away. Do not want to deal with Glimmora whatsoever. Unfortunately, they definitely gonna have most probably Stealth Fox and Spikes up against us, which is completely fine. We will just now go for the Fickle Beam, in case they will want to switch out. No, they decide to get the nice poison on us, which does make sense. But we get that massive threat out the way, which is fantastic for us. Even if we had to tell it early there, that's completely fine. Granny is meant to take a lot of hits. Definitely could see the Enamorus coming out here, because we can't really do anything to it. We could also potentially see Zamazenta. We'll have to wait and see who they will go into. Potential, so yeah, they could go Zamazenta, go for Iron Defense, particularly switch. They do end up going Dragonite, which is very interesting, because we can just go for our Fickle Beam. And then they will have to tell a normal here in order to take another Fickle Beam, as that's what they do. Unfortunately, we have to not let Granny go down just yet. But we definitely have to bring Tia in here. So we go bring in Tia, as they will just go for another extreme speed. We should take an Earthquake or an Ice Spinner, as we do force a switch into the Anomalies. Can we get the nice Residual Burn? No, we do not. What move will they go for here? Is it going to be physical or special? I'm actually going to go for Strength Sap here, see what they want to go for. They do end up going for Moonblast. And they are Contrary, which is very interesting. So they do just end up going for Moonblast. We don't really have any awesome switch-ins into this, so we might just have to Calm Mind here, and then we should take another one from this range, as we do, and the Moxigaki will definitely heal us all to full. Being Contrary really actually helps us out here, as we can just go for another Calm Mind again, as they reveal not to be Choice Specs or Choice Scarf. So we will just go for the Moxigaki here, as they will opt to go straight for another Moonblast, get some nice heals in, go for the Shadow Ball now, and yet he was really pulling work, as they will just opt to go for the Healing Wish. They're most likely going to go into Darkrai here. No, they go into Kingambit, which does make a lot of sense. We can definitely see the Swords Dance or the Sucker Punch, or even the Course Out Cleave. Very, very scary. I'm going to go into Frosty here, predicting the Sucker Punch. Or no, they just go straight for the Course Out Cleave, which is completely fine. We can set up the Aurora Veil now, and then just go for the Air Power, and really threaten this Kingambit. As we do take a Sucker Punch, thanks for our Aurora Veil, plus our Snow. Now we can just go for Blizzard, as they will opt to go for Sucker Punch, get the KO on us, which is completely fine. We can just go back into maybe Granny here. Can definitely see Granny working out. Could also see just going into Joey. But in fact, I'm just going to go into Trickster maybe. No, I'll go into Granny. And then just go for another Air Power and get the KO. As they will go into Zamazenta, which does make a lot of sense. And we can definitely get some more heals back for Granny, which is fantastic for late game, as they will opt to go for Substitute. And we can just go for the Shadow Ball here. So Substitute, Iron Defense, Body Press, maybe War. Could definitely see that being an option. As they will just go into Darkrai. They do take the Shadow Ball very well. We can now just go into Trickster here. We are slower, unfortunately. But this Flower Trick should do decent damage, whatever wants to come in. As the Healing Wish comes in effect right now, we do get a nice chunk of damage off on Kingambit. We are most likely have to go into Joey here. I think they go into Swords Dance. No, they just go straight for the Course Out Cleave, and that does so much damage to us. That might have been a mistake in my part. Maybe I should have just went Fiona. We can just go for the Earthquake, as they will let Dragonite go. Darkrai will come back in now. We can unfortunately have let Joey go down here to the Dark Pulse, but we can just bring back in Trickster and go straight for the U-turn, as they do reveal Ice Beam, which is very scary. We might have to go into Granny at this position, go for the Giga Drain, get some nice health back. Very close late game. Very close late game. My heart's racing at the moment. As they will bring in Zamazenta. As we do some nice damage. We will just go for the Fickle Beam here. As they will opt to go for Body Press. And we get the KO on the Zamazenta, which is fantastic for us. They will now bring back in Darkrai, which does make sense. We have to let Tia go down here, bring back in Granny, and go for the Fickle Beam. Oh, my heart's racing so much here. As they will opt to go into Kingambit, which does make sense. We can now just go for air power, as they will finish off with a Corsair Cleave. We can just go for low kick here. They most likely go for Sucker Punch. Yep, we do take it, but then the Darkrai does outspeed us, and that's GG. Very, very close game indeed. Lot of twists and turns in that one, and let's go into the next game. Next game here, we have some massive threats definitely being Cinderace, but they also have Primarina, Kingambit, Deoxys Speed, Landorus, and the Dragonite. So, who do you think they go lead off with here? We can definitely see the Deoxys Speed. So I'm going to lead off with our good, reliable Trickster. Just go for the U-turn. And let's see what they will want to do. They do just want to switch out into Landorus, which is really, really good to know. Because we can now just go into Frosty. And just opt to go for the air power on the potential U-turn. Probably into Cinderace. They might think we're going to Aurora Veil up. Really don't want Aurora Veil up when the Cinderace is around. So hopefully I make that particular right. Because there's no reason not to U-turn here. Unfortunately our team is very, very weak. As no, they will just go for the Stealth Fox. They was planning to let this go down. We will just go for the Blizzard now. Did not expect the Stealth Fox at all. Which can be very, very detrimental to us late game. Because now our Fiona doesn't have this 30 unless we go for Horn Leak. And now they will go for a U-turn into the Cinderace as predicted last turn. And we could just Terra Wars here, which I think go do an air power. As they will opt to go for Powerball and get the quit, which is unfortunate because that means we are not going to get our Aurora Veil off now. But we get rid of that massive threat to the team. Dragonite also another massive threat to the team. As they will now just go back into Deoxys Speed, we'll try set up the Aurora Veil, as they will just finish us off with a Cyclone Boost. And they are eject button, and they will bring out Kingambit, which does make a lot of sense. We can just bring in Fiona here. Just go for the low kick. I know this screams low kick, but it's one of our best matchups against Kingambit. I could honestly see replacing Trickster, one of Trickster's moves into Brick Break, just to help deal with Kingambit a bit more. But we'll have to see how this match turns out. But popping this balloon, even to do Terrifying, is going to be very, very crucial. For Joey, because Joey can definitely take some hits, especially from the Landorus, as they will just opt to go into Landorus. Scout, if we do have the low kick, which we do, they will definitely now just go for the U-turn. We can just go into Granny, take the nice U-turn. Most likely go into Dragonite here. Definitely can see that being the play. Let's see what they will go for though. Could also see the Deoxys Speed come back in. Massive, massive threat as well. Tia does look very good late game here too. Just the Kingambit's a massive threat. As they do decide to go to Deoxys Speed, and they do reveal Ice Beam and get the KO on Granny. Did not expect that. Such a massive threat Deoxys Speed is. We can just go for the Calm Mind here. It's non-stab, so I think this could be Choice Specs. And this could honestly just be game here. Because we can just go to Fiona, go for the Horn Leak, but I don't think we can take an Ice Beam. Yet we do not. We can just go to Trickster, go for U-turn. But they are definitely going to be faster than us, and I think that's GG, unfortunately. A nice easy sweep for our opponent there. I expected it to be a nice hazard set, but no. Very, very deadly. Should have saved the Terra. But then again, getting quit on the Cinderace didn't really help much either. But let's go into the next one. Our next matchup here, a massive threat being Gorgon Fire. They also have Cravable, Gliscor, Corviknight, Dragapult, and Darkrai. Joey looks very good late game, especially with we're down the Cravable. Trickster actually really looks really good this game. So we go lead off with Frosty. As a really good lead. Oh, thank you. Did not see that comment there. Thanks. Just get so hyper focused on the battle. As they will lead Dragapult, we can just go for a Roar Veil here. As they reveal Fire Blast and get the KO straight away. Yeah. I know. So, that's a massive threat to the team. We can just go into Granny here. We probably have to Telegram this one, but losing our Frosty here is a major. We can just bring in Tia here. Or Fiona. I think we just go bring in Fiona, as they will just want to set up the Stealth Fox. We can just go for Swords Dance here on the Corviknight. We can now just go for the Ivy Cudgel. And we almost get the KO. And yeah, we can just finish off with Ivy Cudgel. And we get the KO on the Corviknight, as they will now bring back in Dragapult. We're just going to bring back in Granny, see what they will want to do. As they will opt to go for Shadow Ball, we do take that very well. We can now just go for the Giga Drain, get some nice health back, and we can most likely go back into Fiona, as they will bring in Gliscor. So we can just go for Horn Leech here, get some nice health back. And see what they will want to do. They will just want to Airquake. They do get the KO on us. So we reveal Airquake. We can just go into Trickster here. Just go for Triple Axle. As they will reveal the Protect. They can now just go out into Gorgon Fire, which they will opt to do. We will bring back in Granny here. As they do just decide to go for the Dragon Dance, we can just go for the Air Power. As the Gliscor does want to come back in. We will just go for the Fickle Beam. I can predict Toxic here. No, they do just go for Spikes. We will just keep going for the Fickle Beam. And hope we can get the double. As they will now go for the Protect and set up their last layer of Spikes. We can now just go for Giga Drain, go for Fickle Beam again. As unfortunately they missed the Toxic. And yep, this is definitely a very tough defensive one to break, as we haven't got a single double yet. So we'll go for our last Fickle Beam here, as they most will likely switch maybe into Cravable. Yeah, should have seen that coming. We've only seen Stealth Fox so far. We can just go into Tia, as they will just go for the knockoff. We will just go for Strength Sap here on the Darkrai, which does make a lot of sense. We will just bring back in Granny here and take the Sludge Bomb. We can now just go for the Giga Drain, as we will take an Ice Beam, get some nice HP back. But unfortunately, I think this is GG again. So maybe we need to change the team a bit more than I realised, because Hazard is getting really out of control as well. As we will just go into, we could just go into Tia here, which I think I'm going to do. Go for the Magikarp. As they do just go for the Dark Pulse. We can now just go into Joey, go for the Shell Smash, as they will just go for the Ice Beam. And yet the problem with this team at the moment is if anything's faster. But yeah, we do need to be faster. Which is unfortunate. But let's go into the next one. Next matchup here, not any easier. We have Gorging Fire, Iron Val, Great Tusk, Galarian Slowking, Dragapult, and Kingambit. We're going to lead off with Granny here. I'm predicting the Gorging Fire or the Dragapult. Yeah, we have to Teleground again. Just go for the nice Tickle Beam. And hope to get a nice early KO. As they do just opt to go for Draco, we eat that up. And we barely miss out on the KO. But they are most likely going to switch out maybe into Iron Val, could see Galarian Slowking too. Or we could see Kingambit. As they do bring in Galarian Slowking, we will just go for the Air Power again. And get Slowking really low, as they will opt to go for the save. We do take the hit. And now we force in Kingambit, which is revealed to be the Balloon. Now we can just go into Frosty here, as they will opt to go for the Course Out Cleave. We can just go for the Aurora Veil. And yeah, Granny looks fantastic at the moment. Now we can just go for the Air Power on the Galarian Slowking, which is going to be fantastic. And we almost get the KO, as they will Focusite. So we will just go for Blizzard here, as they will let Dragapult go, which is fantastic. They will now bring in Gorging Fire. We are just going to stay in here, go for the Air Power, as I thought they would try to Dragon Dance up. We can just go for the Air Power again. They will get the KO with the Flare Blitz. But we're still under Aurora Veil. We can just bring back out Granny, go straight for the Air Power again, just in case they tell her, as they will just bring out Kingambit. And we can just go into Joey here. But the problem is that the Kingambit is still on the Balloon. We will just go for the Shell Smash, as they opt to stay in. Did not expect that, as they will just go out for another Course Out Cleave. And now they can just go for Sucker Punch and get the KO on us. That's so unfortunate. We can just go into Trickster here, go for a nice U-turn, break the Balloon, because Granny still looks very good, honestly. As they will bring in Gorging Fire, we will get the U-turn off. We will just go into Fiona here, and honestly just go for the Swords Dance. No reason not to. Can definitely see Great Tusk coming in. The only really threat is the Kingambit, as they will Telepoison. Did they go for the Dragon Dance? Yes, they did. So we can just go for the Ivy Cudgel here and get the KO. It should still KO even. Yep. So we get the KO on the Gorging Fire, which is fantastic, as they will now bring in Iron Val, and most likely go for the Moonblast. So we will just switch back into Granny, as they know they just go for the Aura Sphere. We can just go for the Giga Drain, as they reveal to be Calm Mind, which is very scary. And we can just opt to go for Giga Drain again, as they will opt to go for the Moonblast. We're going to have to let a member go here. We cannot let Granny go down. So I'm just trying to think who is the weakest Mon at this point. And I think it's going to be Tia. As we can now just go for the Shadow Ball. They will opt to go for the Moonblast. We can just bring back in Granny, go for our Giga Drain, take the Moonblast. And yeah, Granny's really proven very well to be defensive on both sides, which is awesome to see. As Galarian Slowking will definitely now come back in, which does make sense. They can just go for a nice Sludge Bomb here. We're just going to have to bring in Trickster, as they will just opt to go for the save. We can now just go for the knockoff, and we get the KO on the Slowking, which is fantastic, as they will now bring in Kingambit. We definitely need to break the Balloon, as they will opt to go for the Iron Head. We can now just go into Granny here and just go for the Air Power, because they've already used their Teller, so Granny actually cleans up. As they will go for the Iron Head, they don't get the flinch, and we barely miss out on the KO right there, which is unfortunate. We can now just go into Fiona. Maybe they went for Sucker Punch. No, they did go for the Caught Out Cleave. And yep, we can now just go for Giga Drain, as they will just go for the Iron Head. And it all comes down to Granny versus Great Tusk. If the Great Tusk got Ice Spinner, yep, it does. Maybe it shouldn't let Fiona go down there. But GG, getting very close battles. And let's go into our final game. So our final game here, and looks very similar than one of the teams we against before, with major threats being Gamora, Kingambit, Rolling Moon, Primarina, Golden Fire, and the Zamazenta. Go lead off with Granny here. As they will lead off Gamora, we will just teleground air power. No reason not to. It's this monster's two massive threats to the team, as they will just go for the Immortal Spin, which does make sense. We will now just go for the Giga Drain here, just to get a bit of HP back. No reason not to. And they most likely go set up their Stealth Fox here. But yeah, that's very unfortunate, as they do switch into Zamazenta. So they are keeping Gamora around, which is quite scary. We can just go into Tia here. They could just Iron Defense. No, they just go straight for the Body Press, which does make sense. We will just go for the Machigacha here, as they will opt to go for the Crunch and unfortunately get the defense drop. Do we get the burn? No, we don't get lucky with the burn, but we can just go for the Strength Staff now. As they are definitely go Crunch again, but now we lower their attack, we get back to full, which is fantastic for us. We can now just go for the Machigacha again. And I think they definitely go switch out. They do let the Gamora go down, which is fantastic for us, as Rolling Moon will now come in, which does make sense. We are actually bringing Frosty here to get the defense buff, as they will just opt to go for the knockoff. We can definitely see the acrobatics here, but I'm still going to try get the Aurora Veil up. Because we get the Aurora Veil up, as they will just go for Brick Break and get the crit, which I definitely think Maya mattered there, which is unfortunate. So we've seen knock off Brick Break. They could definitely knock off our loaded dice if we went into Joey. So we will just go into Trickster here, go for the U-turn, forces to switch out. Most probably you can see Golden Fire or Zamazenta come back in, as we do see the Zamazenta, which is awesome. We will now just go back into Tia, go for the Machigacha again. So we are in a very good spot as we get the miss, unfortunately. They opt to go for the Roar, so it's Roar, Crunch, Body Press, Iron Defense. Definitely can see that being the play, as they will just go for the Iron Defense, so yeah. We will just get the Fickle Beam off here. Go into Tia, because we do not want to take a Body Press. As they will just go for the... and they get the defense job again, unfortunately. But we can just always defense that. But we do force the Terror, which is good, because they force the Terror on us. So it's nice to get that back. As we can now just go for the Shadow Ball. We can take a Crunch. Go for the Shadow Ball, get the nice crit, which is deserved after the 2 defense drops. We can just go for the Machigacha, for the Strength Slap again, and just opt to go for the Shadow Ball and get the KO, which is fantastic. Another massive threat down. I think, oh no, I was going to think the Golden Fire was going to come out here. But no, it is a massive threat in Kingambit. As they will opt to go for Swords Dance too. We will just go for Air Power here. We do take the Sucker Punch. We barely miss out on the KO there. Definitely don't want to let Granny go down just yet. but I think we might have to. So I think Granny's a bit too low at the moment, so they will just go for a Sucker Punch again. We can just go into Fiona here, and then opt to go for the Swords Dance, predicting the Sucker Punch. Oh no, as they will not. Oh, over predicted there. Yeah, we will just go for Swords Dance again. Now we'll go for the Horn Leak and hope they didn't quick Sucker Punch, as they did, and this could just be GG from here, because I don't know if Trickster can take a +2 Sucker Punch. Oh no, we do. So we're still in the game. We're still all in there. We will have to go into Joey here, I'll say, and bring in Joey. Gorging Fires most likely go come out here. No. So they might go for a knockoff here. But we can finish the game off with Earthquake, as they will just go for the acrobatics. They did have it all along as well, and yeah, that's unfortunately GG. Definitely need to make some changes to the team again. It's just so unfortunate, and we were so close, being so close to all these battles too. GG, and I'll see you on the MVP screen. Back to the MVP screen, and today's MVP is still Fiona with 18 KOs now. After looking back at the footage too, one major weakness, definitely, if anyone outspeeds us with like Ice Beam or even potential fire moves, then it really puts too much pressure on our team and we can't really take any hits. I think part of the issue for that is actually Granny's Terror. I did not consider the fact that because we were Terror Ground, we would also be still weak to ice moves, and it just gives the opponents plenty of opportunity just to really take advantage of the team. Because I really was impressed with Granny's performance overall today. Took so many hits, got rid of so many threats, threatened out so many threats as well. So I generally think instead of changing the whole team around at the moment, I'm going to try to stick with it and change Granny's typing to Terror Water instead, so we have a much easier time against ice moves as well as fire moves. I know flying and poison that are still a threat, but with Granny being that bulky too, the mega flying types in the OU tier now are Anomalous, Corviknight, there's one I'm forgetting, Gliscor. So also being super effective to Gliscor too, with Terror Blast, because I'm thinking about just replacing Dragon Pulse for Terror Blast, just to really help Granny really hit these Pokemon hard and still hit the fire types hard, even if our air power is not stabbed, because we've got the Terror Blast Water. So that's going to be where I'm going to go for the team selection. I hope it works out. But yeah, it's been a lost week today, to say the least. It went so well at the start, but so many counters, and definitely got to keep in mind Kingambit too, how massive a threat Kingambit is to the team. And with all that said, I hope you did enjoy. If you liked the video, please like, comment and subscribe. And most importantly, enjoy the rest of your